Tracy here with Legacy Maker Sports Network. How you doing, Wesley?
How you doing, man?
Linebacker from Miami University. Tell me about the 4 years of being in Miami, especially as a linebacker.
Man, it's been a lot of roller coasters. Started off a little shaky, but picked it up towards the end, man. Just having, 3 different DCs and 3 different linebacker coaches. It's a process. But at the end of the day, you gotta put the cleats on. You gotta go out there and play.
And now, last season, y'all came short from the ACC championship, and y'all was right there. But like I said, it's a loss that y'all beat yourselves. Then especially having a spot in the college football playoff, and them 3 losses, y'all look at it, it's basically like one possession loss. Y'all could have won right there, and y'all look back at it as bringing a new DC coach, Corey Heatherman. Tell you about his philosophy this year compared to last year.
Man, just like I told everyone else, the ability to play fast and do less thinking. You get the call, and you line up, and you play football. How it's supposed to be played.
And has he pointed out them 3 losses to y'all that he knows these are wins that y'all should have won. Y'all had it right there, but like I said, self-inflicted wounds.
We try not to really reflect on the past. We just got our eyes looking forward on 2025 season. Just winning those games. That's it.
And how excited are you this year, especially your senior year?
Man, I'm very excited. I know this is my last year, so gotta go out with a bang, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
So the biggest change from last year to this year is communication. So guys, like I've been organizing meetings, player-led walkthroughs. We're trying to become a player-led defense because the best teams are player-led. You don't need your coaches to tell you what to do. So we're just becoming a player-led defense. We're learning how to communicate with each other. We got to get to know each other because if I only know you for 6 months or maybe even less, 3 months, I can't talk to you like I talk to somebody I've known for 3 years because we don't have that type of relationship. And I don't know how you take criticism. I don't know how you take just me talking to you, so I can't. So obviously, getting to know your players as well, your teammates, you get to know how different people react based off your tone, what you say to them. So obviously, getting to know each other and communicating, and then Coach Heatherman coming into the picture, bringing in a defense that makes you just play fast. You don't have to think too much. It should change our defense, and we should establish a great identity.
And now, you being the veteran on the D-line, how much knowledge you gained from Coach Jason Taylor and Coach Heatherman?
I get a bunch of knowledge from JT. I'm always around him. Always. I ask him a bunch of questions. Even if I've already asked a question, I'll ask it again just to see if he'll say something different. I want all the knowledge he can give me. And then Coach Heatherman is an elite teacher. And he'll probably answer your question before you even ask it. He gets down to the last detail.
Thank you. Now, tell me about how it's been as a second-year starter. Tell me how's that been going now you've been from the ACC and the Pac-12. Tell me the difference you learned.
Sorry, one more time?
Tell me how you learned from being a second-year starter. Tell me how you gained the knowledge.
Yeah, of course. I think, everything. I think there's a huge difference between practice and playing in a real game. You're playing different competition, of course. In practice or in camp, you're facing the same guy over and over. And over time, you understand a man's strengths and weaknesses. But the only way to do that during the season is to watch film. And to watch film, you can never practice for a guy until you actually play him. And so one thing that I think I took from last year and being my first starting last year is going against all these different guys and in these different game day experiences. Building up that being comfortable in foreign environments and being able to make those game-changing plays, or go against guys that that you only watch on film, but then experiencing them in person. I think having game day reps is a huge difference. There's a huge difference in having game day reps versus practice reps, because there's a change of speed from high school to college, but there's also a different change of speed from college practice to a college game. And no one wants to have to. You're on the biggest stage. You have cameras everywhere. People.
How much that been a big help for y'all, and how much philosophy did you learn from both coaches right now?
Yeah, of course. I love that Coach Wilcox stayed in house. Coach Soto and Coach TB have been tremendous parts to our defense last year, and the fact that they they've been given a new opportunity to be co-defensive coordinators is just amazing for both of them. Amazing opportunity for both of them. I think they both specialize in areas that is going to help us as a defense. You know, Coach Soto is a big upfront guy, front seven guy, pressure guy. You know, I like to say he's an aggressive guy, and I think he does an amazing job of that front seven. But then you have Coach TB, who is an expert in the back end. I think he's going to help us so much with coverages and disguises, and working that front end coverage together is going to make our defense better and better. And I think we have an opportunity to be an amazing defense this upcoming year and build off of what we were last year. Yeah. So having both of those guys, bring their own their own specializations to the room is been an amazing opportunity for our entire defense. And like looking back at last year, there's a lot of games that some could say one play made the difference, one quarter made the difference. And so just finishing those plays, I think, if some things went differently, the beginning of our entire season would have been completely different. One quarter, we finished one quarter, or we made a field goal, or something didn't happen, or we got some kind of call. I think the entire outlook of last season would be completely different. And and one positive thing out of that is it shows that we can be competitive with any other team. We just need to make sure we do the right things and we make the best decisions and we build those good habits so that we can go over that hump for this new year and we can compete at the highest level like we have been.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. They both want to get after the quarterback, so it's really not that different. But really, I love to talk about Coach Rudd because he's a very interesting man. He's a military man, so his way that his style is very infectious. You know what I'm saying? And it makes me, want to lay my life on the line for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good dude, and that was evident from the first times I talked to him over Zoom throughout my recruiting process. So it really is just. It's exciting to be with a great coach like that and understanding that he just wants to be as great as I am, and we, have to work together to both, achieve our goals.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I just understanding the standard, like I was saying before, just understanding there has to be a standard that we upheld every single day, or else if we're not held accountable for that, we cannot be successful. But I really want to humble myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting what I did in the past determine what I'm doing in the future, but instead what I'm doing right now in this present moment. So I think every day I'm humbling myself in that facility, understanding that these guys are trying to be great just like me and working just like me, just as hard as me. So giving that grace is really the best thing for me.
You was at Ohio State last season, now you transferred to UVA. Give me your thoughts on the difference, the culture between Ohio State and UVA.
I wouldn't even say there's a difference because like I said a lot, these are two programs that are just trying to be great, and I've realized that in my early time here, in my time at Ohio State, and especially being excited being here because I want to see us be great. You know what I'm saying? I see the way in which our guys work and get extra work and fight and strive for the little small details that are going to make us great. So just being excited being at UVA, I think that's what I felt. Really.
And you have good connection with Jameer Carr. Tell me about that, y'all relationship and everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, back in high school, this team could, never block me. So, they had to deal with that. But I'm not trying to peak in high school. But for real, I knew him back in the day. He was getting recruited, and I saw he committed to Virginia, which made an impact on me, and also made an impact that he stayed, throughout everything that's happened throughout his 10 years there. But getting here and seeing him and seeing how the university just gravitates around him and his work ethic and his character is second to none. And I think it's a testament to who he is as a person, and it's made me glad to be his teammate for sure.